circling. It's setting it up. Okay.
Excellent.
So we are now live and can
In color.
proceed, and in color, and can proceed.
Fantastic. So welcome again, committee members, to the selection committee meeting of Wednesday, November 9th. This is post-election. It's a virtual meeting being streamed on YouTube. Arnett, will you call the roll?
I will. Tim Slocum,
Here.
Tony Perugini,
Here.
Don Walsh,
Here.
Peter Talbot,
Here.
Sam Rosenberg.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Well, let's rise for the
And-
pledge.
I will, oops. Okay.
It's changing. That's a good
Oh
one,
my.
I have a flag
don't
in
know
my
what's-
head.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
That
we're not
was
live. or
strange. I
something?
apologize.
What are you apologizing? We don't see a flag or what?
Yeah, there's no.
I know what
flag
the-
there.
I know what the flag looks like. We all
Okay.
know where we're pointing.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
Flag.
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and
justice
justice
for all. Okay, we did a great job of stepping over each other on that one. I guess that's what happened. I thought for the folks at home, and for the record, I would just indicate that the committee has met 6 times. I'm pretty sure there might have been a preliminary one that would make it 7 early on, but I think it was 6 times, including tonight. We developed the charge. We developed categories we thought we should fill, and we dealt with the creation of some questions. I just thought for the record, I would mention that of the 23 candidates that submitted very wonderful resumes, we met with them over 3 nights in various capacities to suit their convenience, but they were all asked the same questions. In summary, the questions were typically advanced by a member of each committee, starting with Tony, who delved in with the question of qualifications. Don, who followed up with how would that individual address conflict resolution using their experience, what approach they would take. And then Peter dealt with their personalities, just basic questions about the pace of what lay before them, and how they feel they can handle it, how they handle this type of an active sort of a lifestyle change in their private lives. Sam spoke to their availability, which again is an expansion upon that personality order, their skills and all. And I wrapped it up with a final, do you have any conflicts of interest? And then finally, we invited the committee selectee, if you will, to make a closing statement if they wanted to, or ask us any questions. Seemed to be a great way of getting the ball rolling. But it also seemed to be a very fair way, because ultimately we had to go home and think about it, come back, and get us to a place where we are tonight. So with that sort of in hand, unless anyone else wants to make, a comment or whatever, I thought I would ask for a motion, which I can basically paraphrase and someone can move it. A motion to advance to the town council at their November 15th meeting, which is next Tuesday, the 7 named people. Those names appearing on the list I have are Chris Daddy. Well, I'll start it with the other list, just to make sure we have this right. We start on the list that the town had sort of presented to us. It was Sarah Stevens Morley, Chris Daddy, Richard Gussenberg, Megan Rockwell, Gregory Rosenblatt, and Dennis Rio. So those were our selections, which we, basically discussed quite extensively amongst ourselves and
Yeah,
came to
Tim,
the conclusions.
Tim, I think there's one missing from your list that you read.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're correct. Who did I miss? I apologize. Okay, let me just double check. Oh, Chuck Neff. You know what? Yep. How did I miss that? Maybe it wasn't on this. Oh, yeah, it's there. I just didn't put a check next to it. Well, you're correct. Thank you for that. We did select Mr. Neff. So those are the 7. So I'd ask for a motion to advance them. And then a second, and then any further discussion on them would follow if necessary.
So moved.
Okay, thank you. We had a motion from Peter. It was seconded by Don. Is that correct? Is that who I heard, or did I hear Tony or Sam? Who did I hear? As long as it's official.
That was definitely Don.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Any discussion among the group? Amplifications of what's been said? Anything?
I would like to say one thing. I want to thank the other members who did participate in the interviews, because it made it very difficult for us to choose the 7. And I would encourage them to please stay involved and follow along with the meetings if they could, and maybe find other areas, other committees in this town that could use your skill set, because many of them have great skill sets, and I encourage that. But I just want to thank everybody for the time and effort they put into wanting to work with the town to do one of the most fantastic building projects we have ever seen. And we're all excited about it, and I know that the 7 that we put together will work hard and stay under budget. Most importantly, hopefully. So that's all I have to say. But thank you.
Don, that was, of course, very important thing that shouldn't go unstated, because I think would all have to agree that we had a great cast of characters and people from the town of all many different backgrounds, and they brought some great conversation discussions with it. And I too hope that we can deploy these people in other ways in town service should they want to go forward. Also, they will be notified that a selection has been made. And, I think that's only appropriate that anyone we did have a conversation with should know what's transpired. So we'll be sure that happens as well. And I think the other thing before we vote on this is that we'll advance this to the council. And then the council will determine, we'll set the stage for them to get organized, all of that stuff in a row that has to be done so that they can initiate a first meeting with appropriate protocols, pick a chairperson, and the rest. So any other comments? Okay. Sam, you said something?
Yeah, I don't know if Tony went at the same time.
No, go ahead, Sam. You raise your hand.
Thank you. I just wanted to echo the same sentiments that Don stated. I feel really proud to be a part of this community and seeing such qualified and quality, volunteers, because this is a volunteer job, so to speak. So just wanted to thank everybody in advance for all the hard work coming up, because it's going to be a lot of hard work coming up, but I know they're going to do a great job. And also thank you, gentlemen, for being on this committee with us, because, it really was a difficult time, like Don said, to try to select the 7. So, and I had a great time also just being a part of the committee with you fine folks as well.
Thank you, Sam. Tony.
So I echo everything Don and Samantha said. I love working with this team. I'm glad it was fun for me. A number of ways. In fact, we got to talk to 23 people. There was no poor choice. Everyone is willing to give something back to the community. Most of the folks never served on a committee. And it's just nice to see that excitement. It's exciting. It invigorates me, and it's a special project, for the community, and we have community members stepping up to help make it happen. So I can't thank everybody enough. And likewise, Sam, I thank you and the rest of the team, and Arnett, Sean, and Noel, and others that helped make this happen. So thank you, everyone. It's an exciting time. So.
Yep, it's been a good show.
Tim,
Okay.
I'll just
Yes, sir.
say that I agree. I can't I can't say enough about the crop of people that we had and their enthusiasm and their willing to be involved in what will be a lengthy process. But I guess ultimately, in addition to thanking my colleagues, I want to thank the voters that are putting these 7 people to work. It was an overwhelming display from the Cheshire residents that they really want this to happen. And now the council, the Board of Education in this group will ensure that this is done effectively and efficiently for the town.
Very good, Peter. I'll call for a vote and then I'll have a final few things. So all those in favor of advancing the 7 named? That's a unanimous vote. Excellent. So I don't know why I was hidden from view. That's a shame. But
Sorry, Tim. It's okay.
my head's really big, isn't it? So I guess, so we've really done what we were charged to do. We now move this along to the council. Council will make their vote. Hopefully the 7 named will be able to serve and we have no issues. Otherwise, we will follow up. And I think just because we have the respective chairs of the council and the board here, we certainly, as 2 bodies, have to also determine who's going to liaise the group. I've been thinking, just based on some of the long-term nature of these projects, it may be advisable to have a rotational sort of consideration in mind. Everyone has different subcommittee meetings that go on. Some committees get busier than others don't. And so that's some of the process we may want to just be contemplating over the next week or so. So we could get some feedback to the chairs about this. And then obviously the committee and the liaisons will want to hear from the town attorney and town staff relative to things that are getting done. I understand Vin was already going through the paces of RFPs, that have been delivered for designers to other projects like this. So I know staff is going to be on it, very enthusiastic and excited. So I don't think we're going to forget about what's going on here, but that's sort of the next steps, I would say. Anything else?
Tim, quick question on the liaisons. I know we've talked about it past a little bit.
Yep.
Did we come up with a number? Is it 1 per body? Did we ever decide that?
As far, I just think, I don't know that there's a set rule on that. I think it wouldn't be unwise to be able to have, multiple people from, we're non-voting, but we're there and we're entitled to some input. Certainly at the council level, we're going to be approving recommendations. So no one should be, slammed. So I don't think there's a restriction. We don't want to become entangled in their work.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
And I think we know that is sort of the plan. That's why I figured if it's a situation where we name maybe 2 from each body and 1 goes to this set of meetings, whatever might work. It may be the way to handle it. And again, I think we can evenly talk about, and maybe get the town attorney's consideration on that. But we've been a proven team that we can get along and figure things out. So I don't think there's any issues there. So it should be good. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess I will ask for a motion to adjourn. There's nothing further. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Sam. Thank you all. We are adjourned.